Have you ever shared something really amazing with someone, right? You finally met the love of your life, or you finally got a promotion, or you finally moved into your dream home. You finally lost the weight. You finally found peace after years of struggling. And you tell a friend and they say, "Oh, that's amazing." I mean, they say all the right things. They congratulate you, but somehow you walk away feeling as though this amazing joy that you wanted to spread into the world has quietly disappeared from the room. Now, nothing obvious has happened. Like they didn't insult you, they weren't rude, and yet something inside of you knows that that was not a celebration. Most people would call this jealousy, but I don't think that's the whole story. I think there's something deeper happening. I think sometimes people are not grieving your success, they're grieving the life that they never built. And there's a huge difference because very few people wake up in the morning hoping to resent someone they care about. Most people genuinely want to be happy for their friends, but your life has a way of becoming a mirror, and mirrors can be really uncomfortable. You announce your engagement, and they're reminded that they're still waiting for the relationship that they've always wanted and they don't have. You started the business that they've talked for years. You finally take the risk that they never felt that they will be able to take. You begin setting boundaries and your whole life changes. And meanwhile, they can't even say no to something that they don't want to do. And you just remind them of growth. You remind them of all the times that they abandoned themselves to keep the peace. You become healthier, you become more confident, you become more peaceful. Not because you're trying to make anybody jealous or anyone feel to make anyone feel bad. You are just living your life and you have mastered the art, or you're well on the way to mastering the art of growth, of self-development, of evolution. And people around you are thinking, if she can do it, why haven't I? And this is not about you, right? It's about the conversation that they're having with themselves. Nobody actually envies the holiday or the business or the relationship. They envy how it's making you feel. They envy the freedom. They envy the courage. They envy feeling deeply loved. Nobody envies the money. They envy possibility. And very often, people are not reacting to you at all or what you have. They're reacting to what your life represents. And that is painful to sit with because the mind looks for ways to make it easier, right? They tell themselves, oh, that you're just lucky, or your relationship's not going to last, or your business isn't as successful as it looks. Maybe you've changed, you've become selfish, and that's why you've become successful. And admiration quickly becomes criticism because this is a protective mechanism that they have. And it's not always jealousy, it's actually more times grief, okay? Grief that they don't have what they want. They might not want what you want or what you have. They want the version of themselves that feels free, that feels happy, that feels like how you want to feel. Now, understanding this doesn't mean that we accept this behavior, right? And you might even recognize this in yourself. This is about freedom. This is about recognizing that sometimes some other people can activate the grief within you of what you haven't achieved. And this is about having compassion for the other, but also having compassion for yourself if you ever feel like this, because we're all humans. But if someone continually dismisses your achievements or makes you feel guilty for growing or seems to just be comfortable when you're struggling. Like they're always the person that is there for you when you're struggling, but they're not always there for you when you're winning. It's okay to recognize that this relationship is no longer healthy and you don't have to ever shrink yourself to protect someone else's comfort. The people who truly love you might occasionally feel challenged by your growth, and this is something to truly accept. And I've also worked with women that their partners might even feel challenged by their growth. And it's okay. It's okay to admit this and understand that everybody is human. Some people can still want you to flourish and they can still celebrate your joy and they'll still clap when something amazing happens to you, because healthy love doesn't ask you to stay small. It makes room for who you're becoming. So I'd love to leave you with one question. The next time somebody struggles to celebrate your success, don't immediately assume that they're a hater or that they don't want the best for you. Ask yourself how your life has become a mirror, because people don't always struggle with your success. They are grieving the life that they never gave themselves permission to build. And instead of throwing the baby out with the bathwater, instead of saying that this relationship is really bad and, you know, with black and white thinking, let's work on holding the duality of, okay, this person isn't happy for me, and I'm going to have compassion for them because they're grieving the life that they've never had. But at the same time, I'm gonna go off and live my life. And if this relationship is gonna meant to be in my life for now, it's just gonna catch up with me, or the person's gonna, just come on board with me, celebrate my success, or we might take a little break and they might come back into my life, or it's just not, a match for right now. So if you've noticed yourself repeatedly attracting friendships or people in your life where you feel like you have to make yourself smaller, then I've created a free archetype, survival archetype quiz that's going to help you uncover the hidden relationship patterns that you may be living from. And you can find that link in the description below. So much love.